If you are good enough, then the best track and field programs in all of Division I will find you in recruiting. But to be clear, that is only true if you're actually good enough. I'm talking about the best high school athletes. And this year we've had high school national records and some amazing rivalries, some crazy performances, athletes even going out there with the pros. I've been paying attention to all of it, and I really had no choice in the matter because I rank high school track and field recruits across the entire nation in every event. I always start off with the senior class when I get to my summer re-rank because the senior class sets the curve. Coming into this year, like 2025, I decided I was going to redo my scale because we really need to know who is legitimate and who is not. I don't rank the athletes because I'm trying to dictate reality. My only goal, and hey, the college coaches will tell you, I am just trying to reflect it. When it comes to the class of 2026, everybody knows that Quincy Wilson is the real deal. Trust me, I'm getting to him in a moment, but there is a reason why I can tell you right out of the gate. He is a 99 overall rating, and I dare anybody to challenge it. But trust me, I will explain why that has to be true. College coaches don't really care at all where the talent is. They just want to know how to find it, and they're willing to go internationally if they have to. So being the fastest in your state, in your event, is cool. It will get you an opportunity in Division I. But it doesn't necessarily mean it will get you a full ride scholarship to a power conference program. I mean, it might, but it might not. Remember, you're going to have to beat the best when you get to the next level. Like, we have college kids who are going to the Olympic Games, going to the World Championships, some of them even getting medals and then coming back to college. That is what you're up against. So with the class of 2026, I decided to approach this a little bit differently. I've posted the entire national recruit ranking list for 2026 for the boys and the girls on my site. But instead of walking through, my national top 10 and, this is kid number 10, this is number 9, number 8, all the way down to number 1, I really didn't see any point right now. And the point was, there is a gap, like there's a big difference between the best of the best and then everybody else. I mean, I guess we can just call them the rest. There's a whole bunch of talent out there, and college coaches are going to have to recruit somebody. But the kids who they really want are the ones who, when they come to college, they assume you are ready to score points at the national championship meet. And from that point on, they're just trying to help you get back there, to keep on doing it over and over and over again. Like, that's what they want. All that being said, I'm going to get into not all the top kids, but some of them. And each time I give you a name on the boys or the girls side, I am going to explain why. Because like I said before, the best of the best prove themselves. Like, they stand out. So on my list, being a 4-star and a 5-star is not exactly the same thing. And being a high 5-star and everything else is not the same thing. You can review the full ranking list for all the top recruits in the nation on my website, scarecruiting.com. And if you're not on the list, but think you deserve a chance to get ranked amongst the best in the nation, you can submit on my site for a free evaluation. There's no guarantee that you will get on, just being honest, but it does give me a chance to consider you. The number 5 recruit on my list is Chiara Dailey out of California. She's the best combo distance runner between the 1600 and the 3200 that we have in the class. She actually led the class in the 3200. But when I say led the class, that's what I mean. Because if you look at the rest of the nation, you will notice that there are even some underclassmen who are ranked better than her in both of those events. That said, in the class of 2026, going off of all the stats we have from this present high school season, it's going to be pretty hard to find somebody who is better than her to go after. The number 4 recruit is Maxwell out of Texas, and she gets a 96th overall rating because she was number 2 in the nation and in her class in the triple jump, but she's also a sprinter, who is also numbered 2 in the nation in the 100-meter dash. In her class, she's a 10th of a second faster than anybody else when legal, and only 200th of a second off of the national lead. That is how good she is, and the versatility she presents to a college coach is a pretty good problem to have, because you're going to have to make a decision on are you focusing on the sprints or are you focusing on the jumps, just saying. And tied with her at a 96th overall rating is Jasmine Robinson out of Georgia. She was national number 2 in the 100 hurdles. And as far as the long hurdles go, because we've got the 300 hurdles and the 400 hurdles, she was national number 2 in the 300 hurdles. but she swept the hurdles at the Nike Outdoor National Meet because nobody ranked ahead of her actually showed up to compete against her. But remember when I told you that there was a difference between the best of the best and everybody else? So the number 2 recruit is Elizabeth Leachman, who represents for the distance group. She did not really run at all during the track season in high school this year. And the reason doesn't really matter, because she was at the Olympic trials at the end of her sophomore season, competing in the 5K, which technically isn't even a high school event like that. She did run cross country this year and ran the Foot Locker cross country national meet and won it again. Like, she repeated as champion. It's pretty clear that the shorter distances are really not her focus. The 5K and perhaps even the 10K is where she belongs. But both of those events exist at the college level. But the number 1 recruit in the nation is a name that flew all the way up my board as the year went on. It's Natalie Dumas out of New Jersey. And considering where she's from and the events she actually competes in, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this, it's the closest thing you're gonna get to Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni at the high school level once again. She runs the Open 4, the Open 800, national leader in both. Won both of those at the New Balance National Meet, and then runs the 400 hurdles. Right among the national leaders in that same event, and won New Balance, yes, in the 400 hurdles. Doing all of that in the same meet tells me everything that we need to see, because she showed up at a national championship and showed out. Her personal best, like her season best at the very least from what we got this year, all occurred in the same meet. So she just went out there with the best and continued to dominate over and over and over again. If you're a college coach, what more do you actually want? The only thing that she can do is go break more high school national records and things like that if she really wants to. But remember, when you're in the same event with Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni, good luck with that one. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SCArecruiting.com, where I rank the best track and field recruits across the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Moving on to the boys' side, the talent at the very top is still undeniable. The number 5 recruit in the nation on my list is Jackson Cantwell. He's the number 1 thrower in the nation and a 95 overall rating on my scale. But what you need to keep in mind is he's the number 1 shot putter in the entire nation, and it's really not that close. It's why he won that event at Nike Outdoor against the best combo thrower in the class of 2025. Like, just saying, that's what happened. He's still among the national leaders in the discus, but the shot put is where it's at. In high school, there's no one else to go after. If that's the event you really want, you want him. And then at number 4, there's Rylan Hainje, who ties him at a 95 overall rating. He's a hurdler who went class number 1 in the short hurdles and national number 2 in the long hurdles, specifically the 300 hurdles. That combo is going to be pretty hard for you to beat. And beyond that, as a college coach, hey, you got to recruit what's on the board. This is about as good as it's going to get when you're looking for a hurdler. Yet the number 3 recruit is Nesmith out of Tennessee. He's a 96 overall rating as a jumper. He does the long, the triple, and the high jump. I'm going to fill you in on all of them. Because his long jump, he won the Nike Outdoor in that event. Was number 2 in the triple jump, even though that's really his best event of the horizontal. But in the high jump, he's number 2 in his class in that event. When you go out in recruiting, once again, what more are you looking for? When you have numbers like that and perform in big meets, the only thing he's going to have to do is show up and do it all again at the power conference level. But the top 2 boys on this list are the names that you should have figured out a long time ago. There are 299 overall ratings that I'm considering in this class. We already knew who one of them was, so I might as well talk about the other first. Tate Taylor, the sprinter, is now a 99 overall rating. I dare anybody to challenge it, and here's why. It all started indoors when he broke the high school national record in the indoor 200. But nobody really takes indoor all that seriously. So he just went out there and proved it outdoors. He broke the high school national record, wind legal, in the 100. 9.92 seconds. And that's not the end of the story. It ain't just one clock. He won the Texas State Championship against Braden Deshaun Williams, who is the all conditions, high school national record holder. That's a big deal. Then he goes to Nike Outdoor Nationals and beats Braden Deshaun Williams and Maurice Gleaton Jr. Maurice Gleaton Jr. is also a senior. Like, both of them are, committed to Georgia. And Maurice Gleaton Jr. went out there with pros and beat them twice, both in a prelim and a final at a sprint series meet. Ran 9.8, 2 times wind assisted. When I tell you, for a class of 2026 athlete to beat both of them in that final, there's no more debate to be had. Oh yeah, by the way, we'll just throw this in there. Tate Taylor is national number 1 in the 200. Just saying. That's a 99 overall rating. When you're a college coach and you go into recruiting, for me to give a 99, I'm basically saying this is as good as it's ever going to get. There has never been a recruit who's been more attractive than Tate Taylor in the short sprints. I mean, maybe off of some intangibles, but if we're talking about actual performances, this is all you could ever hope to see in a high school junior in America. That's a 99. And the other 99, which I would put number 1, just a tick ahead of him, is Quincy Wilson. Quincy Wilson is unique because he's basically 2 different athletes. There's Quincy Wilson, the high school runner in the 400, which is one of the best 400 runners in the nation, hands down, hardly ever loses, runs fast times, but he just looks like a really amazing high school recruit. But then there's the context, because Quincy Wilson went to the Olympic Games, because he performed at the Olympic trials, like he qualified to get there, did well enough to go top 5. And then when you move the needle from there, it's not like going over in the relay pool, all of that. He came back this year and ran in multiple professional races, like with professional fields. He's just coming off of the Ed Murphy Classic where he ran a new PR, 44.1 seconds in the 400. What more do you want? Nobody else in college this year, indoors or outdoors, ran faster than Quincy Wilson based on what we have to go off of. His high school PR or his, Olympic trials PR from last year was faster than anything anyone had done at the college level. That's a 99. Quincy Wilson may not run a whole bunch of events at that same level. Like his 200s, his 800s or whatever aren't quite as good as his 4s. But they do not need to be. If you're gonna have one real event, especially one that has a relay attached to it, you should be that level of good to make it so clear you can always help my team win any meet that we're gonna go to. That is Quincy Wilson, and that's why he's a 99 overall. Don't see anything changing regardless of how his senior year goes. The only real question is whether he's actually gonna run in college when this is all done. Because at the rate things are going, the money that's gonna be on the table, the conversations around, people talk about NIL, but I honestly think it's probably gonna push him further away from the college scene. I'd love to see him in a college uniform. I'm just not sure if it's ever gonna happen, but it is what it is. So if you really wanna be the best in high school track and field, now you know the types of athletes you have to go out there and compete with in order to prove yourself. Because you can't be the best if you don't actually go out there and beat the best. These kids are already doing it. But if you just wanna go D1, like that's your goal in recruiting, if you have the talent to do it, then you should pursue it. There are about 300 or so Division I programs that have track and field teams. However, when it comes to the power conferences, especially the teams ranked inside the top 25, their recruiting standards are very different from everybody else. The real key is to find a coach who believes in you just as much as you do. Just remember that the lanes on the track do not discriminate. They don't care what uniform you're wearing or which school you compete for. They don't even care what your recruit ranking is. Because rankings don't mean anything after the gun goes off. But for now, these are the best recruits that we actually know about, based on the real performances that went down this past season. Remember to check out the full ranking list on my website, scarecruiting.com, because you or someone you know just might be on it. And remember, you can also submit if you think you deserve to get ranked amongst the nation's best. Actually made it all the way to the end of this video. I do have to admit that thank you doesn't do it justice anymore, because you are a real one. And if you want more from me beyond this video, on scarecruiting.com, you can get a ton of resources, like my free recruiting guide, online courses, and much more, including the option to meet with me one-on-one, where my specialty is helping you figure out which schools might actually be the best fit for you. And if nothing else, and you really just want to see more content like this, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.